In our first story tonight, the National Petroleum Authority says it would soon start revoking the licenses of oil marketing firms that are not adhering to industry standards. According to the authority, this move is to help eliminate substandard fuel and ensure consumers are not shortchanged. Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Hassan Tampoli, disclosed this at the launch of the second phase of the Petroleum Marking Scheme in Accra.
The marker is a unique identifier which aids in distinguishing the various types of petroleum products and exposes the addition, if any, of a foreign product. According to Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Hassan Tampoli, his outfit will resolve to revocation of the licenses of companies which are not adhering to standards.
In Uganda, when you fill the marker test for the first time, you are made to pay is it 50% or 100% of the tax that you evaded. The second time is multiplied, times 2, is doubled. The third time, they seize their license. We are getting to the stage where we'll be seizing the licenses after second or third failure. Because the revenue that the government is expecting from the downstream petroleum industry is almost in excess of 5.2 billion Ghana cedis.
Guest speaker at the event, who is also the Chief of Staff, Akosua Frema Oseo-Pari, believes the initiative will go a long way to reduce revenue losses to the state.
Now, it's also significant to recognize the impact of this adulteration and malpractices in the industry to consumers, and as well as the losses of revenue for the government. We need revenue to develop this country. We need revenue to put our needed infrastructure, either social services or for things like roads, which is now the topic of the country.
On his part, the Deputy Minister of Energy, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, says the petroleum marking scheme comes with an associated cost on fuel pricing.
Fuel marking is not free, we know that. And it has impact on petroleum product prices. We will not have been paying for it, but for the bad ones amongst us. So all of us, citizens of Ghana, must be vigilant and continue to expose those bad ones. I am happy that the Seaboard has advised operators, players in the industry, to expose your colleagues.
The event featured a demonstration of the Phase 2 of the Petroleum Product Marking Scheme. Relevant stakeholders like the Association of Oil Marketing Companies and the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distribution Companies lauded the initiative and urged the MPA to ensure that the latest development yields the needed result. Bismarck Osa's report for Joy Business.
Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers is warning that the planned reduction in petroleum prices may not be realized. Fuel prices should have gone down by some 2% for Monday, but the various oil marketing companies are yet to adjust prices at the pumps.
You have the NPA reinforcing the price stabilization and recovery levy, the PSRL. What that means is that some 14-16 pesos that was taking off is now being reinforced. And so whatever gains the cedi stability would have given you and I is actually getting wiped out by the reintroduction of the PSRL. We have said that the way prices are set in Ghana, it continuously works against the consumer. Unless something is done about the whole price build-up, it will be difficult for Ghanaians to have the sort of reliefs they need to get when world market dynamics are favorable, when the cedi is also stable, and when taxes are also stable. Unfortunately, every one of these indicators, when you find world market prices go down, then government sneaks in more taxes. When the cedi is stable, government, reintroduces taxes that they are taking off. When the cedi now depreciates, they add. When world market prices go up, they add. When taxes go up, they add. So these things cannot continue. See, deregulation would have worked in Ghana if we didn't have as much taxes, if the cedi didn't play as much of a role. Unfortunately, All the other dynamics, like I've indicated, if you look at the price build currently, the only part where deregulation works is the OMC's margins. Okay, so they have a choice to either sell and get full margins or reduce their. That's the only part. All other elements in the price build are cast in stone. There's no relief anywhere. And we are saying that let's tweak the price build up a bit so that it responds when world market dynamics are favorable. It responds when taxes go down. It responds when CD is able to stabilize against the major trading currency, the dollar. Unfortunately, as it is, deregulation only works within the margins of the OMCs, and that is not sustainable.
Let
George.
me get your thoughts on the marking product scheme that the NPA has launched. For you, what do you make of this move by the regulator in trying to ensure that when I drive to the service stations, I get quality fuel?
GOIL has introduced a higher spec or grade of fuel. We are very happy because GOIL as a market leader is showing it can be done. We have asked all other oil marketing companies to ensure that they follow suit so that when I drive and I buy from GOIL, the next station that I may not get GOIL and I load from should not give me a lower grade fuel.
All right, in other news, tonight we want to bring you the Joy Business Van. The digital market appears to be one of the most profitable areas to invest in right now in Ghana. In the last couple of months, the Joy Business Van has met with various entrepreneurs creating services on mobile applications to make life easier. So how about an app that offers various transport and logistics services? That is the solution Trotro app is bringing. And today we meet the techpreneur behind the service.
Hello, Joy Business Van. My name is Samuel Kankambwat, and welcome to Trotro World Service Limited. Trotro World Service is a young company in Ghana. What we are doing, we're seeking to be the go-to company when it comes to human mobility and logistic movement across continent.
Samuel Kankambwat had been living and working in the States for quite a while, offering tech solutions to various institutions. In 2017, he visited Ghana, his home country, and discovered a challenge with transport and logistics services, especially critical for a country whose population is on the rise and becoming more urbanized.
Somebody's going to have a need of a water truck. Somebody's going to need a septic truck. How are we going to solve this problem? So that is when Trotro app was birthed.
It took less than a year to get the Trotro app running. When it was launched in December 2019, it started as an on-demand transportation platform, providing safe, affordable, and efficient transport. In just a couple of months, Trotro World Service has expanded to provide logistics services.
We are offering over 15 transport services currently. Today, if a Ghanaian have a need of a tow truck, you don't have to call your uncles, nephews, cousins, and brothers and sisters, or church members to say, hey, do you know somebody that owns a septic truck or a tow truck? You just simply have to get on the Trotro app and you can request for a septic truck, tow truck, mini truck, tricycle. If you need a dispatch rider to move a document or an item from point A to point B, same way, get on the Trotro app. If you need a tow truck to move your vehicle for you, same way on the Trotro app. If you need tipper truck, sand and stone to move stones or sand to your construction site, the same thing. So we want to be able to become the company or the go-to company for all things transport.
Samuel and his team are leveraging the digitalization drive in Ghana at the moment to provide their services.
So the feedback so far, it has been very warming and encouraging. We've had people from, I must say, almost all the regions in Ghana calling us, when are we coming over there to lunch as well? Because they also need, some of them also provide this type of transport services. And so they're calling us from Takoradi. Some of them even have they've actually gone out of their way to buy motor tricycles, waiting for us to come and lunch so they can start some dispatch.
One of the companies working closely with Trotro World Services Limited is Motor King, which assembles and supplies tricycles.
Doing?
Fine.
Great. Haven't seen in a while. How you been?
Welcome, Samuel.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, please take this.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
So how's the business?
It's going great. It's going fantastic. And how you been in MK, Motor King International? How you guys been?
It's also fantastic, and we're also making some.
The Chocho app has on board about 600 drivers and 3,000 riders. That's in just 2 months. So what's the biggest challenge for Samuel at the moment?
For most of the drivers, a lot of them out there, they are non-smartphone users. So when you're asking somebody who is a non-smartphone user to download an app, you know, that's going to be a showstopper. So that means they need to get a smartphone before you can actually onboard them to the platform. We want Chocho app to be a culture, like a way a group of people live. When you wake up in the morning, if you have to eat, if you have to go to the pharmacy, if you need transport services to work, back from work to school, whatever, we want to be able to build Chocho app, like, you know, the life around the people of this country. So that is where we want to go with this.
On land, on the sea, or in the air, Chocho app wants to deliver happiness. The digital market certainly a place to watch. You're watching Business Live. We're taking a short break. We'll be back with some more stories. Welcome back. We have some more stories for you on Business Live. The European Union has fulfilled one of its promises of supporting Ghana in the implementation of the Economic Partnership Agreement. The support is in the form of a grant and service contract to the Ghana Export Promotion Authority and the Ghana Investment Promotion Center to enhance the capabilities of farmers in export. There's more in this report.
The Interim Economic Partnership Agreement is between Ghana and the European Union to allow Ghana a market access into EU countries without a quota. The agreement support, which has been signed between the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the European Union delegation in Ghana, is to make way for the release of funds to help build capacity of agencies like the Ghana Export Promotion Authority to improve the competitiveness of the country in exports. At a short signing ceremony, leader of the EU delegation, Dinah Akontia, noted that the deal, which will boost the country's implementation of the Interim Economic Partnership Agreement, is a new phase of the trade relationship between Ghana and the EU.
It's been a long process because, as I said, I started it already a few years ago in my previous position, and now I'm really very, very happy to see that this is becoming a reality and that we are opening a new phase of the implementation of the EPA and of the trade relations between EU and Ghana, because finally our commitments have been fulfilled both on the technical side of the trade agreement, you know, the tariffs and the rules of origin and all that, but also on the development pillar of the EPA that is a fundamental component of the Economic Partnership Agreement, because that is an agreement whose main objective is the development and growth of Ghana and to help Ghana integrate in the world trade. This is also coming at a very important time.
Minister of Trade and Industry Alan Chemantin expressed confidence that the private sector will be given the chance to take advantage of the new market in the European Union from the deal.
The agreement only provides a legal and regulatory framework for the exchange of goods between Ghana and Europe. Now, we, as a developing country, have always argued that whilst the market access opportunity is important, we believe that we need to enhance our productive capacity in order for us to be able to take advantage of the market access under the EPA. So this program or this agreement is meant to support Ghana to establish the institutional machinery that will help our private sector to be able to produce competitively and export to the EU to take advantage of the EPA.
The grant is focusing on 3 export value chains of the country, which includes mango, cassava, and cosmetics.
Meanwhile, Ghana's fisheries sector is set to experience a facelift as the improved regional fisheries governance program in Western Africa targets the country's fisheries sector in the second phase of the program. With disturbing statistics showing negative growth for the sector, the €1.5 million project funded by the EU is aimed at ensuring sustainable management of Ghana's fisheries resources.
Ghana's fisheries sector is set to experience a facelift as the improved regional fisheries governance program in West Africa, PESCAL, targets the country's fisheries sector in the second phase as the program gets underway. With disturbing statistics showing negative growth for the sector, the €1.5 million project funded by the European Union is aimed at ensuring sustainable management of Ghana's fisheries resources. Here is country representative of the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, Abebe Hale Gabriel.
One of the challenges that have been facing the fisheries sector is governance issues. It's a big challenge. In fact, it could be said that it is a source of most of the problems, and therefore this project that focuses on improvement of the governance and management of fisheries sector in West Africa contributes towards improved policies, strengthened capacities, and also improved data and evidences for decision making. So it's very important. The fisheries in the ocean, they don't know those political boundaries, and migrations take place from one political boundary to the other. A lot of illegal and unreported, unregulated fishing takes place in the marine, affecting all countries.
Also, Director of Ghana's Fisheries Commission, Michael Arthur Datsi, has raised concerns over the pressure on the country's marine sector. With records of a low catch and scourge of illegal fishing, Michael Arthur Datsi believes the project will go a long way to deal with the structural challenges faced Ghana's fisheries sector.
The current problems are facing the fisheries sector, particularly the marine sector, is very worrisome. And it needs concerted effort of all member states to fight that canker, the canker of illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing activities. And the pillar of eradication of IUU, in my mind, is effective monitoring, control, and surveillance systems put in place, which is one of the pillars under the PESCAL project. That our expectation is that, irrespective of the member countries having their own monitoring, control, surveillance divisions and systems in place, the presence of the regional monitoring sector, and by regional monitoring sector I mean PESCAL-supported project of MCS at the FCWC, will complement efforts by member countries in fighting IUU. So that in the event that a country has problem with its monitoring system, at least the backups system with FCWC will be there. And through that effective collaboration of shared information, shared knowledge and expertise.
The fisheries sector in Ghana principally encompasses marine fishery, inland fishery and aquaculture fishery, as well as related activities in fish storage, preservation, marketing and distribution.
And that's Business Live tonight. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We have the day's latest story, including MD of Stanbic Bank, Al-Hassan Andani, speaking about the city's performance so far. My name is Darryl Kwab. Thanks for watching. We'll be back same time tomorrow.